Welcome again to the WyoVarsity Friday night recap. I'm sports editor Ross Jacobson, and I'll update you as best I can on all the happenings in Wyoming high school football in week 2. We'll start as usual in Class 4A, where really compared to the other classifications, it was kind of business as usual. Sheridan, Gillette, Natrona, the big three, the undefeateds, they hold serve and rather comfortably for all of them. Gillette, Sheridan, and Natrona for once, they all scored a lot of points this week. Now we get to the good stuff. Gillette at Natrona in week 3, 7 p.m. Friday night in Casper. That's going to be your game to watch. And kind of the undercard to that, Sheridan plays Cheyenne East. So you've got kind of that big four all playing each other in week 3. We'll really see who's kind of the top of Class 4A after next week. Speaking of Class 4A, you go down to our number 5 team in the power poll, Rock Springs. They get a 28-21 win over Kelly Walsh on the road this week. That brings them to 2 wins on the year, which is more than the Tigers had in both 2014 and 2013. So congratulations to the Tigers on that. We'll have more later in the video on them. Moving down to 3A, the big score really in 3A was Star Valley going on the road to Riverton and coming out with a 42-28 win. The Braves were not in our power poll, but I think that's going to change next week. Otherwise, you had Jackson with a big win over Lander, as it was expected. Powell and Cody both hold serve, and Torrington as well. So you kind of had some balance in there. But the big score was Star Valley and the Braves upsetting Riverton on the road. Down in 2A, you had the defending state champion Mountain View go down. They lost to Grable in an upset. So your defending state champion is out there. Bighorn, the runner-up last year, held serve in week 2 for them. Going down into 1A 6-man, we went out to Guernsey this week, expecting to see a lot of fireworks. That didn't happen. Guernsey shuts out Casey 6-0 in the lowest scoring 6-man football game in Wyoming history since 2009, when the classification was brought back. We have full recap on WyoVarsity.com, but you don't really need to read much. Seth Frederick had the lone score in there and caused a late turnover. So Guernsey, the defending state champion, held on for a 6-0 win. A really unusual score for 6-man. So per usual, we'll go to the game balls for the week, and we're gonna go with a theme this week. We're gonna pay some tribute to the running backs out there. We're gonna start going back to Star Valley and the Braves' 42-28 win over Riverton. You had a sophomore by the name of Hunter Jacobson. Nice last name, by the way. He ran for more than 200 yards, had 2 touchdowns, including the last one that gave Star Valley that final margin of victory. So Hunter Johnson was just a beast today, watching the vidcast. So Hunter Jacobson, from Star Valley with the first game ball. Second game ball goes to the Rock Springs running back duo of Matt Fowler and Oakland Jenkins. These two combined to run for more than 300 yards. Each had over $150 and had 3 touchdowns, and all of their touchdowns, or each of their touchdowns, were longer than 45 yards. So those two really put Kelly Walsh in a hole and have led Rock Springs to, again, a 2-1 record, which is more than the Tigers have had won in 2014 and 2013. Tigers solidify their hold on the number 5 spot in 4A. Could they be the team that maybe slips into that 4A semifinal spot and breaks up the Big Four? We'll see. Tigers looking good so far. They've got to prove it against the bigger and better teams in 4A. Lastly, we're going to Powell once again. TJ Abraham. This guy had more than 100 yards in Powell's win. He also had 3 touchdowns, I believe. He had a short running touchdown, a kickoff return touchdown that I believe was 90+ yards, and then a touchdown, I think, off a fake punt as well. So TJ Abraham gets the 3rd game ball out of Powell in the Panthers' victory. Well, that will do it for this edition of the WyoVarsity Friday Night Recap. Keep it here at WyoVarsity.com for all your high school football coverage, and pick up a copy of the Star Tribune Saturday morning. We've got a really nice story on 3 Natrona County teammates, Josh Harshman, Logan Wilson, and Peter Bergman, who are now playing in college football, and they're going to actually reunite at War Memorial Stadium after winning a state championship there last year. As opponents, Wilson and Harshman playing for Wyoming, and Bergman at Eastern Michigan. So again, keep it here at WyoVarsity.com. Thanks everyone for tuning in.